Now if we switch back over to our HTML file and scroll all the way up to the top, you can see that the body tag is applying the Times New Roman font and the font size of 14 pixels to our document. Each of these ordered and unordered lists are inheriting from the body tag these values. Since these ordered and unordered lists are nested within the body tag, meaning that these lists and any other content that would appear on our page are contained within the body tag, they inherit the properties of the body tag. Inheritance isn't universal. An image tag on our page just ignores text properties because an image doesn't have text. But anything nested within an element that is capable of inheriting attributes will inherit attributes unless you tell them not to. As we can see with the rules that we just constructed, our lists, even though we change the presentation of their bullet types from circles and numbers to squares, arrows, and Roman characters, still inherit the font Times New Roman. But we can selectively decide to override that inheritance. I'm arbitrarily going to decide that for my square bullet points, I don't want to receive inheritance from the body tag. I might decide that I want the square bullet point to be a little bit smaller and in a different font like Verdana. Since we've defined a class and we've applied that class selectively to an unordered list on our page, all we need to do, if we wish to override the inheritance of font attributes from the body tag, is define font attributes for this class. Since the order of operations when a browser reads an HTML page into memory begin from the top of the page and read downward, the CSS rule governing the presentation of the body tag is read first. Then every rule after that in our CSS declarations are read into memory. If one of those declarations overrides a previous value, then that value is what will be displayed to the viewer. So, I'll edit the square bullet point rule by positioning my mouse after the semicolon on the list style type :square rule line, hitting return and tabbing over once, and I'll type some font attributes that govern the presentation of this bullet point, such as font family, and the value Verdana, or Geneva, if Verdana is not on the viewer's machine, and if neither of those fonts are on the viewer's machine, sans serif. And I'll also maybe make the text a little smaller, and I'll specify that size with pixels, font size followed by a colon, and then 12 pixels instead of 14, as specified on the body tag. And maybe I want to change the color just so I know with certainty that a change is taking effect on these bullet points. And on a new line, I'll type the attribute that governs the presentation of text color, which is color, type a colon, and the hexadecimal value for a shade of blue, which is pound or hash symbol 3A40FF. You can use any graphic design program to look up hexadecimal values that you wish to use in your HTML. Now, if I save this file and switch over to my web browser and hit reload or refresh, I can see that the square bullet points are overriding the inherited values of the body tag to display our bullet points in Verdana font, slightly smaller than Times New Roman, and in blue.